Hi you guys, it's Melanie and welcome back to Living Luxuriously for Less, where we celebrate, decorate, and enjoy everyday life for less. Well, in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys a behind the scene look at what goes on at an over-the-top glam luxury wedding. So if you have not seen my video on my DIY celebrity wedding, stop right here, go watch that wedding, and then come back to today's video. If you have, you are in for a treat. For the first time ever in the history of this channel, I'm going to give you guys a step-by-step, play-by-play on what actually happens on the day of an event. So grab your pencils, grab your pens, and I will see you in just a moment. So here you see the bride and groom getting the room reveal for the very first time. In order to do a real room reveal, the first thing I typically do is I go live on social media because I do want their real raw reaction. And as you can see, they were greatly pleased with everything and how it turned out. You can also see Adelie there in the background, right? That she was a little bit in front of the videographer, so she moved back so that the videographer and photographers could get the photos that they needed. And I like to do the room reveal because it just builds anticipation, and it's a great way to advertise without having to say book me. So definitely keep that in mind. And so this is kind of what goes on during the room reveal. The bride and the groom gets to get their photos in the room before guests fill the room and take away the essence and the ambiance of the decor. The key part of doing a room reveal is, you want to make sure that you stay out of the way of the cameras and the videographers, the professionals that are hired to handle the, capturing those moments from that day. If you guys saw the previous video, you know that Media Reflections did an incredible job of capturing all of the beauty and the total essence and the total ambiance of that day. The next thing that I like to do is I like for the bride and the groom to visit and see all of the details, that we put into the day, all of the work that was done. A lot of times, if the guests are seated, they don't get this opportunity just for the two of them to see all of the details. Like, the day goes by really quickly and it's hard for them to capture, all of the details that go into the day. From time to time, when I am feeling, really led by God and the bride and the groom have been a blessing to me, I always incorporate extra details on top of the details that we outlined in the contract. And so for this, I will share this a little bit more about this later on in today's video, but just keep that in mind. You always want to leave a little cushion in your budget so that you can add the extra details in, such as gorgeous napkin rings that you see here from TotallyDazzled.com. The napkin rings are absolutely incredible. Like, there are no other bling napkin rings like these, especially at a price point like these. And I have all of their information linked down in the description box below. You guys, there's a wealth of information in my description box. So please, please, please check it out. So much info there. And so I wanted to make sure that the head table was extremely detailed with the over-the-table arch. Now, this is really trending this year. I hopped on this trend late last year, so let the record show. But I definitely love this trend, and, incorporating those extra details along with the over-the-table arch was just bar none. And I would like to thank TNT Creations for creating these gorgeous nameplates for me. Each bridal party member had their name there along with an acrylic menu. So gorgeous. I absolutely love the way that it turned out, and we used their logo throughout the entire design. Details really make a difference, you guys. It really, really makes a difference. The next thing is that the bride was really into neutrals and whites, and so I introduced that theme with a lot of texture. So in this, you see Venetian lace, you see velvet, you see white florals, you see velvet napkins, you see acrylic gold, and linen. I mean, there are so many different textures, and that's why everything doesn't look muted. And I love the fact that the carpet also lends well to this theme because it is also muted with just a hint of gray, and it really looks great against the linen. The linen was absolutely incredible, you guys. I loved it. You also see there the screen covering the DJ table. Listen, it's about the details, you guys. Okay, we cannot have all those wires and things like that loose. So that is why you see the linens covering the DJ table. Now, in terms of, linens, I wanted to kind of layer the head tables, and that linen is great. And if you guys are interested in knowing the vendors for my luxury linens, I highly recommend you take Luxe Academy. I give you guys like the entire playbook to what I'm doing. I don't hold anything back. Anybody who knows me knows this to be the 100% truth. I do not hold anything back. So that link is also down in the description box below. So here is a look at some of the designs for each table. The lights that you see in the back is from the DJ and band, so no worries there. I wanted to keep this look very simple. Some tables are elevated, some are low, but all in all, it agrees with each other. Candlelight is just so beautiful, and I love the way that it lends very well to the space. Speaking of candlelight, here are the 10-arm candelabras that I got from eFavorMart. The link to these is also in the description box below. If they have a waiting list, you guys, go ahead and get on it. I am telling you that inventory is so hard to source these days, and you think, well, I'm gonna wait until they get it in, and when they get it in, it sells out. So get on the waiting list, go ahead and do it so that you can have it when you need it. A word from the wise, okay? A word from the wise. For this beautiful overhead table structure, oh my gosh, they actually started working on this the day before this event. Like, we literally started working on this the day before. And one of the things that I learned is that, which I already knew this, but real flowers are much heavier than silk flowers, so we had to not put in some aspects of the design because it was already so many flowers in this gorgeous, amazing, stunning, show-stopping piece. So just keep that in mind. Real flowers are very heavy. So once you look at, kind of like the candelabra and the over the table, the tabletop design right behind it, it just really just complements each other. You can see through the candelabra. It's very dramatic, very romantic, everything that she wanted, and I just thought that it was just a perfect pair. You also see some of the larger centerpieces in the background. It just, the way that it was all laid out was wonderful. That's another thing that I teach in Luxe Academy, and that is how to design and lay out a space. And I also give you guys tools that you need in order to design and lay out a space. So this turned out excellent, and we actually had to end up changing this design because initially my first design had 4 of the table arches, and we ended up doing 2, which essentially look better because I feel like 4 would have been too overpowering. But you have to be flexible, and because we were flexible, we were able to really get what we needed out of that day. So just keep that in mind as well. Like, what you initially planned to do may not work out because that was the first time we had done that particular design, and when we started doing it, we realized that it was going to be a lot of flowers, a lot, and essentially we had to go in and make those last minute changes. And speaking of last minute changes, that we had a custom dance floor ordered, and 3 days before the wedding, the venue contacted us and let us know that the dance floor size that they gave us was not accurate. With the custom dance floor, we could not get it fit to size because of the size that we had it. The design was off-centered. We tried it so many ways. We spent literally hours trying to make it work. and it did not work, you guys. So I had to go to a plan B. I had to make an executive decision and go to a plan B. So here's the deal. On the day of the wedding, it rained, and that rain saved us because I wanted to try out this gobo on the floor, but we couldn't hang it from the ceiling because of restrictions from the venue. So the only place we could do was like put it on this big pole, and it did not look good in the room. So essentially we decided to go without it. I did get the photographers to grab some photos with it so the bride could see it, but there was absolutely nothing we could do with the short amount of time that we had. So here is the gorgeous sweetheart table. Oh my gosh, you guys, it is absolutely incredible. I just love the way that everything turned out, and just, you know, they wanted to be seated at a sofa because they wanted to be really close to one another. And I thought that was so sweet. So they opted for the high back sofa versus the throne chairs. Now, let's talk about details. You guys remember the cake stand that Very Carey purchased me for Christmas several years ago? Well, here it is, and I love it. I love the details on her cake knife. She had their wedding date and information engraved on that, along with the details on the toasting glasses with their names detailed on that. We picked all of these things out, and she just did an incredible job with everything. The details just really made this event come together so nicely. This plate also had all of the details on that as well. I don't know if you guys saw that, but all of the pearls and the names on the cake plate. You guys, like, details really make the difference in an event design. So I hope you guys enjoy me sharing all of the behind the scenes of, you know, what goes on behind one of these glamorous, gorgeous events. As beautiful and as glamorous as it is, there are still things and mishaps that may happen. The key as a professional and as an event planner, designer, or decorator is to make it work. Make those executive decisions when they need to be made, and keep the ultimate end goal in mind. If there's something that happens that is beyond you, you know, hey, all you can do is keep it in mind, move forward, and make the best of it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Be sure to leave me a comment down below if you have any questions, or let me know your favorite tip that I shared with you in this video on today. If you want to see more behind the designs, definitely smash that like button. Thumbs up if you're here for the first time, and leave me a comment to let me know you want to see more of the behind the design. Until next time, it's Melanie with Living Luxuriously for Less. Cheers!